Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
Good
Hello,
morning.
William. Good morning.
Yeah, it's afternoon now.
For you, it just turned afternoon, right?
Yep, 1 minute ago.
So, William, we are very happy to have you on finally after the snowstorm has passed.
Stoked to be here. Yeah, I got my power back on. We're good to go.
Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So if you don't know, you guys in the chat, William wanted to be on in January already, but then he didn't have power for two weeks, almost 2 weeks, you said, right?
No, it was 1 week. 10 hours
1 week.
1 week. We lost our power 6:30 at night on a Saturday, and we got it back 8:30 in the morning the next Saturday. So 10 hours short of 1 week.
Still a long week without any power. So I'm glad it was just 1 week or not 2 weeks. But you just before we went live, you said some folks in your town didn't have power.
Yeah, there were some places that were close to a month. Yeah, that were close to a month without power.
So
in fact, I should look. It's possible that there might even be a couple still out there that haven't got it yet. There were some like severely damaged areas of town where it was going to take a lot of work. Like there was 40 power poles, like telephone poles that broke in half and fell to the ground, like across the main streets in town. There were 40 of them across our town. Probably at least that many transformers that blew up across town. Probably more than that. Probably more like 60 or 80 or something. You could hear them that first night that we lost power. You can hear them across town, blowing up across town. Just every couple of minutes, another one blowing up somewhere across town. That's crazy.
Really wild. But I'm glad it's over for you, and hopefully you don't get that every year now. So
yeah, I hope not. I don't know if I could do that again.
So let's have a look at the chat real quick. You were the first. I think 2 days ago there was already a comment by Les, but he was way early, so the comment already vanished.
It takes him down after so long or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I put the stream on Tuesday evening, something like that. So usually on Tuesday. So Hobo Rody was here right after you at 8:30 our time, at least. Hi, Hobo Rody.
Thanks for
we
joining.
Hope you're still out there. Yeah, still there. Hi. Trev, aka Symmetry, also here, saying cheers, gang. Hey, Trev. Unfucking believable. We'll catch the replay. Thanks a lot. Wishes a great show.
Thanks,
Chris. Hi, International Insane Studios.
Ben Coons also here. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
Mark's gas station. Hi there, Mark.
Thanks for joining us.
And Brent, aka Octopus Ears. Hey there.
Thanks a lot for joining, everyone.
I'm getting more chats. I had to scroll down. International Insane Studios. Hey, Danon. Lukas and Martin, we're rocking out. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Saying hi to everyone.
Hey, Danon.
Jesus Christ, I'm too slow. I blame the internet. I can't scroll down.
Bo is also
45. Hi, Bo. And I think we caught up so far. Martin, do you have something you want to show us?
Yeah, I have a new number 2.
Sicky. Yeah, so sick, man. I'm jealous. I'm super jealous.
What do you mean with number 2? Don't you have a red 335 already?
Yes, I have a 2015 model Studio, and this is a 2016 model. So essentially, everything is identical with my number 1. The only thing that's not identical is that, the output jack is on the front, like on a regular 335, and it comes stock already with the 4 controls.
And you had to mod yours to get it this way.
To mod it.
I mean, it's almost a crime to build a guitar like this with only 1 volume, 1 tone. Don't you think?
I think so too, but yeah, I think some people in the chat might disagree.
Really? Who disagrees?
No, with that, the Gibson, man, you got to have 2 and 2, man. You got to have 2 volumes. That's a Gibson, then.
Okay.
Seth is 1 volume, 1 tone, and maybe also Charles is also a 1 volume, 1 tone.
Yeah, Charles is all about his tellies.
Yeah,
but I mean, for a Gibson style, I think you should have 2 volumes.
Yes. This one is a little bit darker. The red is a little bit darker than my number one. And
that's the cool thing. When Martin posted pictures in our Skype group, he put them next to each other. This one was not extremely dark, but maybe closer to my Les Paul. Is it? That's also the wine red.
Might be. It's both are wine red guitars. So even a little
yours
darker.
looks cooler with the maple, but it's
slightly darker. At least on my screen, his Martin's looks slightly
I
darker.
agree. It's even darker.
So yeah.
She's has she got binding on it? Is that binding I saw on that?
Yeah, black. So it's
I love that. That's classy. That's
originally
really classy.
I think it's fake binding. At least that's what it said on the 2015. It looks identical. I've seen specs for 2016 and it says binding. So
not fake binding.
Maybe not even fake binding, real binding.
Even better.
Yeah, but then it also is real binding on the 2015 because it's 100% identical.
I guess so, yeah. And let me quickly close up the fretboard. I hope you can see the color. It's torrefied maple. Is that correct? That's what Gibson calls it. So it's we just held it next to my road-worn Strat, which is Pau Ferro. Pau Ferro is lighter, but it's not as dark as rosewood. Especially on this one, you notice it. That's the.
Isn't that just baked? The same torrefied? Isn't that just the same thing as baked? Or
Yeah.
am I wrong?
Exactly. So it's much darker than the caramelized, or what's it called?
Yeah,
the maple on my Ibanez AZ.
Roasted.
It looks like rosewood on my screen. It looks as dark as any rosewood that I normally see.
You will definitely see it on the side by side with the number one. We just call this one number two. So
yeah,
to be clear, the body is darker on this one, but the fretboard is lighter.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think that's cool that they have some unique features.
Yeah, you need to send that off to Charles and have him like take a Slayer T-shirt and get you fabric top Slayer up on that bad boy.
Slayer T-shirt.
No thanks.
Just on the back. Just for you, not for the audience.
No, won't happen with that one. That one should be just identical like my number one because I bought it in case something happens.
Isn't the wiring also different?
Yeah, the wiring is also different.
Same pickups though.
Same pickups. Oh, there's a difference with the pickups. It's the same kind of pickups, classic 57, 57 plus, but those have the vintage wires, so I can't split them.
The braided one.
The braided ones.
Braided wire, yeah.
I will probably take them apart and put in other cables so I can do also the Jimmy Page wiring in this one. I really like the sound of it as it is, and I've noticed something that I will need to modify my number one once more. I have to get the electronics out once more, and I will adjust the Jimmy Page wiring to be a 50 style wiring because that one is a modern wiring. And that one.
What's the difference between the Jimmy Page wiring and just your standard wiring? What's the difference?
The Jimmy Page wiring has 4 push-pulls. You have coil split for each pickup. Then you can put it out of phase in the middle position. And you can put it in series as well.
23
options. Lots of options.
23 options. And you can combine any kind of
combination. Wow, that's cool. That's way cool.
So Bo is saying he doesn't have a red one yet.
I really love those. I think they were calling it like cranberry burst or something like that. But Gibson was putting out. Wasn't it Gibson that they were putting out the blue with like the purple burst?
The blueberry burst.
The blueberry burst. Yeah. Oh, I love that, man. Purple's my favorite color. I love purple.
All the options, the Jimmy Page.
That hit all the spots for me, man. I just love the look of that.
Yeah, that's a great look. So, William, I get you also like blue guitars. Is that right? Because you also like the Zach Myers?
Yeah.
You also like blue guitars then?
Yeah, I have probably most of my guitars are some form of blue, I would say. I'm trying to think.
Really?
I've got 19 guitars sitting here, so I'm trying to remember through all of them. Probably most of them are more blue than any other single color. I wouldn't say they're mostly blue, but there's more blue than any other single color that I have. Yeah. See, that's a beaut right there, man. Love that.
That's not with a lot of purple, just on the horns a little bit. I'm not sure if it's.
Yeah, it doesn't look. It looks just like a darker blue on my screen.
Yeah.
But the one.
Yeah,
but
it's a little bit.
On my screen.
It's a little bit more purple, and it's
the ones
a nice
that I
flame.
see that I've seen is more of a purple, and I just think that's just a beautiful look, man.
Yeah.
They
You know
did a
that
Les
I'm
Paul like
currently
that, and I
working
wonder if
on
they
a.
did Go ahead.
You know that I'm currently working on a purple burst 335.
No, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, let me grab a picture.
The last one of the
Yeah.
Where do
Let's
we have
see.
more recent pictures.
It's a video that I'm having over here.
That also works. But that's what's that burst you imitating called? Do you want to give me the guitar
It's
or the phone? Give better the phone. No, smart view. No smart view, please. So let's play. Getting that aside.
Oh, that's a beaut right there. That's from a kit.
Yep.
What kit is that? That's got some nice quilt going on there.
That's a custom order from guitarkitworks.com.
Guitarkitworks.com. That's got some beautiful quilt top on there. Is it just a veneer on there, or
That's
is it a full
super nice veneer?
Yeah,
veneer?
I had problems getting the stain on that veneer though. So
Did you?
yeah, they used some kind of grain filler already in it.
That was rejecting the color.
Rody.
He was trying to reject the color or something. Hey, Rody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the plastic, it didn't take up the water-based stain that I have been using. So I had to sand down. And if I would have sanded down too much, I would get through the veneer.
Right through the quilt.
And the next problem is when they glue it on, I would also get into the glue with what they glued on the veneer. So then it's also taking again, not the stain. So I really had to find the middle ground where it takes the stain. You can see it on the sides a little bit, that it has like streams on it where they've brushed that that grain filler on.
Yeah.
And
so you can kind of see the brush marks in it with through the stain or whatever. And that sucks. Look beautiful to me. You know, look, you can't really see it, at least on here. But I'm sure it's your guitar, so I'm sure you noticed every detail.
I mean, working on it, you probably notice each and every part you don't like.
With the up close and personal, like
but everything. I'm making it for my daughter, and she likes it. So yeah, I'm happy.
That's cool. That's a cool present.
So
you should adopt me and then make me one.
This comment's for you, Willem. Dana likes your necklace.
Oh, thank you.
Which guitar is it? Which
it's
is it stretch?
Here, let me see if I can. I don't know. It's not really any
particular. No, not really. More metal.
I think we were talking about Temu and Wish earlier, and I want to say, if I remember correctly, I bought this off Wish.com. No, actually, no, I didn't. They do sell these on Wish.com, and I seen them on there. No, I bought this from some other company that wasn't that sells different things like this. And yeah, I've had it for probably 15 years now, and this necklace has broke probably 20 times, and I always end up fixing it and jimmy rigging it back together because I love it. But yeah, I love that necklace.
Looks cool for sure. So you, Martin, I don't know if you could read it, but you got a lot of compliments for the.
Thanks
for your new 335. So the number 2. It's really cool.
Let's talk about your glasswork, William.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the pics you've sent us.
Yeah. I'm sorry it took so long.
It's my favorite.
I'm uber busy with my business, and but yeah. Have you had a chance to hit the one with the UV light yet?
This one, yeah.
You have?
I have.
That thing blings, doesn't it?
I have a black light next room, and I the one that's purple shining. We call it black light.
Black light UV. It's the same thing. Yeah, black light.
Exactly, UV. and it worked great. It looked really
thing
cool.
blings, doesn't it? It's crazy how green that thing turns. And I've got a bunch of other colors of UV colors out there too. Like I got pinks and I've got different shades of greens and blues and yellows and oranges out there that I just haven't busted out and made picks out of many of them yet. I like that one because it's really bright when you get it under the light. So that particular color I like a lot.
Playing wise, this one, it doesn't have a extremely pointed tip. If you can see it, that's not working. I'm holding my hand against it. It's way too pale.
Yeah.
So it's not that pointy, which is great for a more mellow tone.
Yeah, that's why I tried to send you guys some different, like even the bass ones, the bigger, thicker bass ones that could bump the bass rings. I tried to give you guys a good selection because I don't know what you like. And each one's made by hand. I got to flatten and shape each one by hand as I'm making them. And so they just kind of come out how they do at the time. Yeah, that's one of the bass ones.
That's my bass pick. I got to keep.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You mentioned this. Because, every pick is slightly different. And the one that Lucas showed is, I think, the one that
this one.
This one that I gave you back.
Yeah.
Right. You like that one the most that I couldn't really get along with. Because
just the grip for you.
Grip,
it was
the grip
it's
for
a
me.
matter of how each individual person grips them and grips a pick and likes to hold it.
And they
like it.
They totally fall into place in one gripping position. So it's just a really natural feel how you grip them.
I tried to get them a slight, if you've noticed, when I can pull it off. Each one's by hand, so I can't always pull it off, right? Like I'm thinking in my mind I want to, but I try to give them just the slightest little scoop in there so they fit right into that. They just rest right in there and they don't move around on you. So that's what I'm going for when I make them. It doesn't always turn out that well, but
I also like it that this in the back you can see
that too. And that
so that
really lines up with this part of your finger and kind of helps keep it.
So this one's my favorite, and it also a little bit shiny, and it's a little like a ball in front. So that's cool. It's similar than your exactly the one you got from last year in the US.
When I was at last.
Exactly. When the one last gave you. I was hoping they would get the last in time for him to give you one before you left. So I'm glad you did. Now, you guys aren't the shredder type, but have you ever tried to use them to tap? Like the shredder, Eddie Van Halen type tap?
I've showed something different because you don't need, you would need you don't need the albatross pedal to get the albatross sound.
You can now.
You can just tap it on.
You can with those glass picks. Yeah, you can. You can get
no pressure, live on camera. Do you need gain or something?
No, not really. Just
you don't even need gain. No,
just some volume.
Chirping.
Sure. Yeah, you can call the birds. And then I like to swirl. If you take the rounder edge and swirl around above the pickups and swirl around on different strings, it makes a cool little effect too.
Built-in effects.
Yeah, go up and down on different strings as you're doing it.
Something like this.
Something like that. Yeah, there. Yeah, just experiment around and doing different stuff. You can make cool. You can be the next Tom Morello and make cool
with just one pick. You don't need a drill.
Yeah, you don't need a drill. You don't need to pull the plug out and tap it on your hand. None of that. Seriously, there's a lot of cool things you can do with those picks. And then, like I said, when you get up on the frets and a lot of people tap with their fingers.
I need to try the tapping.
Yeah, I have if those things they're so dense and they're so like hard and dense that you hardly even have to touch the string to get it to ring out. Like with my finger, I'm not very good at tapping. I can't ever get it to ring out right. But when I break out one of my glass picks, it's just like
that's cool.
Like a totally different world. Like,
do you have an acoustic guitar as well?
Do I? Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah. Do you play it with a glass pick? Because that's a very unique sound as well, I think.
Is it? I don't know that I've ever tried to do it on one of my acoustics yet. I'll have to try that. Yeah, I'll have to try that. I don't think I have. I don't even use them that often. I've got a bunch of different, like, really nice picks. And so I don't even use the glass picks unless I'm in the mood to do something like we were just talking about, if I want to tap or
Yeah.
if I want to do some cool, weird stuff. And so I don't use them as often as you think I would since I make them. But I will. I'll try that. I'll try that on the acoustic.
Mhm.
The next time I break
It's
out my
definitely a different sound. I think we did a video some time ago using different picks just to show how the different materials, thicknesses, and the different ends, depending on how pointy it is, how different it sounds with acoustic and electric guitar. And I think it was way more pronounced on acoustic guitar. So
really
the characteristic of
good
the
to know.
electric
I'm gonna
also
try
comes through. So
I'm going to try that tonight. Actually, tonight after I get done
Yeah.
working, I'm going to come in and break
Yeah.
out one of my acoustics and check it out. I've got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I accidentally bought. You guys know what the acoustic attack picks are? It's kind of one of those. They're one of those like Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I think I saw them. Do they have a new model or something? Because I just saw ads of them. Yeah.
Well, they got a bunch of different kinds of them, and I accidentally bought a assortment pack of them. I was just trying to check the price on them with shipping. I was trying to see how much they cost for shipping, and I clicked continue, and it just purchased them for me. So I figured out what it was like $15 or something like that. Well, there's a bunch of picks in there that I don't get. Like, there's a couple of picks in there that I like that are really cool, but there's a bunch of ones that I guess they that are meant for acoustic. They got a bunch of ribs and different. Here. I'll grab them. They're just right here. Give me 1 second.
Let's say hi to Bruce. He also joined us.
Which comment? This one. Hey there.
Thanks for joining. And how will
These ones right here. There. See how they got the here. Let me try to get to my. See how they got the weird ribs right there, and then they got like this one here.
That's interesting looking. That's for acoustic. You say?
I think that's their objective there. And then look at this one. This one's got a bunch of like little ribs. I don't love them. You know,
should have a good grip though.
These plain ones I like.
Yeah,
these ones actually glow in the dark. These ones right here.
How thick is that one? It looks pretty thick. Okay.
It's thick around the edges, and then it gets thinner around the grip. They got a cool little grip. The little grip.
I think Ben doesn't like them.
They're just, I don't love them either. These ones I do. Like, there's a couple of styles they make that I do like, but for the most part, it's not my thing. Like, I certainly didn't mean to buy all these ones. If anything, I would have bought just a pack of these, but
like I said, not the weird one. Not the weird
but
ones.
I don't recommend them except for these ones. These ones are actually really good, and it's probably about 1.5 around the edge of it, the thickest part of it, which is good. I like anything. I can use any pick. I can use a thin little flimsy little thing and get along with it and play just fine. And or I can use a 2 mil. You know, I got a bunch of 2 mil or my glass ones. Some of my glass ones are really thick. I can play those and get along with them just fine too.
Yeah. For me also, it's like a mood thing. Sometimes I like above 1 millimeter. Sometimes it's just should be 1 millimeter or below. Yeah, depends on what I'm playing and how I feel.
Yeah, like here's one of my glass ones right here, and it's like,
oh yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah, that's probably about 3 mil. I would say that's about 3 mil.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I can get along with any pick. I can make it work.
Which
except for like
that?
To Williams' channel.
Okay, because there's such a long.
Yeah, just copied it from
hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that my channel there? Cool. Thanks. Yes. Appreciate it. I don't post very often. I just posted a little jam probably about 4 or 5 days ago. A short little jam that.
Yeah, cool.
On a little progression that the first time I tried to play any, it was just a little. I had my looper pedal. I recorded a couple of little vamp, a couple of little chords, and recorded the first shot of me trying to play any kind of lead over it, and decided I would just post it. And later down the road, I would, after practicing on a little bit, and I'd post another one, just trying to compare how much better I got at it after practicing it a couple of times.
Just
so
like
a lot of my
diary.
Anything special, that's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure it's a way for me to kind of, because I quit playing guitar for for the most part, for a good close to a decade. Shortly after I got married, and just kind of got focused on other things in life. And so over the last probably 5 years or so, I started playing again and started progressively playing more and more. And so I kind of
did you sell all your gear then after you got married? Did you sell all your gear after you got married, or did you keep it?
I only had a little bit. I had my JVM. I had bought. I had my Marshall, and then I had my 4x12 cabinet with it, and I had my black Les Paul, my Les Paul Gothic the only guitar that's made it with I've had for. I bought it in 2001 off the wall at Guitar Center, and it's the only guitar that has made it with me all that time. I've owned many guitars since then, and they all end up sold at a pawn shop or whatever.
Coming and going.
What's that?
Coming and going.
Exactly. But my black Les Paul Gothic has stuck with me, and so that's my most sentimental thing. So I still had that one, and like I said, my JVM and my 4x12, and it just kind of sat in the corner, and I didn't really play it like I should have, like I wished I did. But over the last about 5 years, I've collected. Now I'm up to 19 guitars now and 6 amps and all that, all that. But I've lost like all my chops and all my playing, forgot all the stuff I used to know and all the theory that I took lessons for a long time and learned a bunch of theory and all that.
So you took lessons. Okay.
And so, if you don't use it, you lose it. And so over the last 5 or so years, I've tried to, get it back. And then, so I'm kind of slowly getting there. I'm not to the point to where I was, but I'm getting better. So that's kind of what I've used my channel as a way to for me to gauge my playing ability and how far it's progressed since I've started playing again. So,
but you're not taking lessons at the moment.
What's that?
Are you taking any lessons at the moment, or just playing by yourself?
No. Just basically reviewing all the old, theory and stuff that I used to know, and trying to get a grasp on it in my head again. You know what I mean? And remember it all and try to, get used to using the theory again and the different things that, I went to UVO School of Music for a while, learned what I thought I needed to play the music that I wanted to play. And that was it. And just kind of went on from there and just started teaching myself. You can learn so much off YouTube, and these days, anything you want to learn, there's a video out there for it that'll explain it to you. And so I just kind of,
one.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's basically, what my channel is. Me trying to gauge my abilities from, compared to what it used to be to where I'm progressing to now.
Yeah, but that's a cool way to have a video diary. So
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. More or less a video diary. It's a good way to put it.
And you also started to put up a few videos of your glass work as well.
Yeah. It's kind of my guitars on my glass and guitars channel. And I throw up some of my glass stuff, up on there.
And whoever hasn't checked it out should check it out, because it's just beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple of pieces sitting right here. My wife's taking some photos of it for my Etsy page, but there's like one of my here.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my sidecars right here. Here,
that looks beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
How long do you need for this piece? How many hours or how long?
This is a good couple hours worth of work.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really fast at it. So that's probably a couple hours worth of work right there. And then here's one of my Sherlocks, my inside out Sherlocks right here.
Super cool. Wow.
Yeah, with an opal. That's a well. I'm having trouble figuring out okay, right there. That's a real opal inside of there. It's synthetic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I put opals on a lot of my stuff. Here, little stand-up Sherlock. You can't see it on here, but it's made out of a purple tubing, which purple's my favorite color. So, but yeah, that's some of my work and some stuff my wife's taking pictures of right now. It's going up on my Etsy page.
Do you sell the pigs as well on the page? I didn't check the Etsy page.
Not on my Etsy page yet. I haven't put any pics up there. Not yet. It's the pics is just kind of it's not, I don't do it for any kind of income or anything like that. I just think they're cool and hook up my friends up. But I do have, me and my other glass blowing buddy, he met somebody on Instagram that has cold working tools, which is a better way to make picks, which is a saw that you can cut on glass and then a polishing wheel that you can literally shape and polish with.
Okay.
And so here in the next couple of weeks, me and him are going to send blanks to this guy, and he's going to cut them out and make so they'll be much cooler and much more intricate and actually art, much more art in them rather than just plain, like these are just really plain. And I do other ones too that are much cooler that take a lot more work. But if I had the cold working tools, they'd be even cooler. So I'm going to make some blanks and send them to this guy and have him. And basically he'll do it if you send him a blank, so he can make himself one. And for each one, I send 2 blanks of the same exact whatever patterns and or whatever, and he makes himself one. And he'll make one for me and send it. So I'm going to make a few of them that are going to be much cooler than these other ones. Here in the next probably within a month, I would say, or so. I'll have some really cool ones sitting around.
Really cool.
Those would be the type of ones that I would sell. Like these ones here, somebody wanted to buy a few of them, I would give somebody a good deal and sell them a few of them or whatever, but I'm not going to get rich off of them or nothing like that. I'm not going to pay my bills or nothing. So
it's a little fun project, side project.
Yeah, just something fun. They're quick. I mean, I can quick. They take me probably 30 seconds to make a pick. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a ton of work.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that they're, like you said, made by hand and individual. So each one is unique. That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got lots of different colors. You can, anybody's, particular favorite color. I can, make one of it out of people's favorite color and thickness. You can make them to people's specifications of what they like as far as thickness to a point. You know what I mean? Like I don't have my micrometer out there measuring them or anything, but I know somebody says they like a 2 mil. I can get it pretty right around 2 mil or whatever if they like it. I can only get them so thin. I can only get probably
like how they also this small little ball end that's, for example, also on that one.
That's hard to control. It's hard to keep it from doing that because the way you got to melt it in. It's really hard to keep it from getting that little ball end. It can be done, but if I had that cold working wheel that I was talking about, then I could just throw it on the cold working wheel. And
but I love that it has this ball end because with the angle of the pick, I can adjust how I want to have the attack on it. I can have the smoother attack, or I can get the plucking sound really close to when I'm plucking with the fingers. Yeah. So actually, I really like that it has this small ball end on there.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that too. Other people have said they like the ball end, and other people have said they like the ones without too. So I can make them without it. It's just a little more work. I got to get in there and I got to pick away at it and basically barely flash it through the flame to get it to smooth the end off. Without it, because you hit the flame too long, it just melts it back down and creates that little ball end. So you gotta like feather it in there just right.
Okay.
But that's not hard or anything like it. It can be done. You know what I mean? But
yeah. So Charles just dropped in to say hi. He's in a meeting.
Hey, Charles.
He will probably catch the replay.
And
I hope he will. Samuel, Sam. Hey there, Sam.
Hey there. Are you back from Switzerland? He had to work the last few days at the customer.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So he's a work colleague of Martin, for those who don't know. So,
Samuel? Good to meet you, Samuel. That's cool.
And
Martian Murray also joined us.
Right.
Hey there.
There he is. Hey,
Thanks
Martian
for joining. So, I think when you were on Charles' show, you also mentioned that you also do glass slides.
Yeah. I can. I've made a few of them. Yeah. I do. like custom ones. Like I put some of the glow glass in them. I go all out on them and make them really sick when I do them. I just make them like really put a lot of art in them, a lot of work in them. I can make plain ones. I don't think I have any here. Really, I have one kind of bar one sitting around somewhere that's more kind of a lap steel kind of a slide that I made, and it's just plain, nothing special about it. But like the one I made for Lure from Primus was like it was the sickest one I ever made. I put a bunch of glow in it and some inside out and made it really, really sick. But yeah, I definitely make slides too. Yeah. It's just hard to, because you don't know how big somebody's finger is and how whether it'll fit right. And it's hard for me to judge just by looking at it and being like, okay, I think that would fit on somebody's finger. So I just kind of make them and, give them away, and it either fits them or they just have a little, slide sitting around you. I guess you don't have to, you can play it on your lap, like a lap still or whatever, if it doesn't fit somebody's hand right, or maybe it fits their pinky better or whatever. But people that play slides generally have a preferred finger they like to play on, and that's the way they like to do it. So it's hard to judge any individual person's, anatomy and how it's going to fit,
But that can be measured and can be told to you.
It can be measured, and it can be, it may take a couple of attempts to get it right or whatever. But I do have the micrometer, the tool that I can measure it or whatever. But it's kind of hard once it's made and it's the size. It's difficult to make it bigger. It's not that hard to make it smaller, to shrink it down a little bit, but to make it bigger, I have to go in and blow it back out, and that misshapes it, and I have to go back in and reshape it and everything like that. So it's kind of a big pain in the butt to make it bigger. Smaller, just throw it in the flame and it'll condense down and get all smaller. That's much easier.
Yeah.
So if I was going to do it, I would just make them bigger and then try to incrementally go smaller and smaller until it fits somebody's finger right.
I think I'll have to make an order.
Measure your finger.
Well, we can do that. It's really like, what size ring do you wear?
Whoa. I will have to measure it, because I don't know.
Measure it. Like you can go to any jewelry store and they have the rings in there that you could just
put it over that.
Like I wear a size 15 ring. I got these massive giant fingers, so I wear a size 15 ring.
I'm not quite sure if.
Do you even get it off?
Really?
The fingers coming right off too.
the right dimension to use with my ring, because the way my finger looks over here.
Yeah, it's really a matter of the thickest part of your finger. Whatever the thickest part of your finger, that's the size I would want to make it.
Blood circulation working there, or is it cold? That finger.
Find out. Just go into a jewelry store and say you want to measure your finger. Act like you want to buy a ring or something. Say, hey man, can you guys break out your
and right after measuring, you leave.
Ring 90 points on my finger. Yeah, and then find out whatever the size is of the biggest part of your knuckle, and let me know, and then I can go from there.
Would this one work for you? Maybe I can get the diameter.
That's a little bit too large.
That's too large, for me as well. It's way too.
Yeah, but we'll keep in touch, so I can figure this out.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned something about
this one's for you.
Yeah, that hurt to watch. It also hurt to do.
I thought the finger is coming right off as well.
That hit looked pretty painful.
Yanking it off the finger.
So
you don't remove the ring often, do you?
No, hardly ever.
Because mine.
So it's back in there.
I'm back to the same weight I had when I got married, pretty much. So the ring fits pretty great again. It was also very tight.
Yeah.
You also mentioned something about the buttons for tuners.
I wanted to try to do some of those, and knobs, volume knobs, so for your volume and tone. Make volume and tone knobs. I think it's a good idea. It's a cool idea. Just something for fun, really. I haven't really done any yet.
Guitar?
Like years ago, I did a couple of years ago, just plain ones out of clear, just to see how I would go about getting them to mount right and not just getting the seat on right. Because it also depends on if you're using what type of potentiometer you're using. Like if you're using the solid, or the split ones. The split ones would be the only ones that I think it would work on. Otherwise, you have to have the little screw. The solid ones, they use the screw to tighten it onto. So it would really be a matter of using the split style, or doing them for a split style potentiometer, and trying to get that hole size right, or figuring out what kind of substance I would use to fill that with, like maybe epoxy of some kind, or acrylic. You know how people do the acrylic tables or whatever, filling it with that, and then having some kind of like mandrel in there that's the right size. Once it hardens, then I could pull it out and then it would fit right, or some kind, just coming up with the right plan of how to get those to seat on right. There's many different things you can do. There's lots of options. It's just a matter of figuring out like the plan and how to go. What's the most efficient and best way to go about doing it. But I've hit up a few guitar makers too about it, and they're like, some are interested and want me to send them samples, and just for custom guitars.
Because that's the next thing I would really love on that Purple Burst guitar.
Custom
purple tuners
for the tuners, purple tuners,
purple
glass tuners.
See, those would be the easier one, because in the same, there are mandrels you buy. There's these rods. They're steel, I assume they're made out of. And there's a special kind of clay you dip it into, ceramic type clay you dip it into, and then you can take, and the glass sticks to it, and then you can make people make the little glass beads, use these mandrels that I'm talking about, and you can take it and then you can shape it, and then once it's cooled off, you just snap it, and the clay crumbles and it just comes off, and it has the hole already through it, so you can just slide it on and then screw the little top on, and that would be much easier. So let me I don't have any of the mandrels on hand, but I live in a town with a lot of glass blowers and a lot of glass blowing businesses, so it wouldn't be hard to get my hands on some. So let me look into that. Yeah, if you're interested, and if you want me to whip you up some purple, I got some really cool shades of purple colors out there that would work great for that.
That would look really awesome. What kind of tuners would be on there now? Like does it have the plastic tuner buttons?
No, it's the metal ones that I'm having. I have the
like Grover style.
Yeah, Grover style. It's the Kluson Grover style tuners. The locking.
Kluson style. Yeah. I'd have to
it's the Grover style, but they're made from Kluson.
For Kluson, yeah. That wouldn't be that hard. That would be the easier than doing the knobs and figuring out the knobs and getting the knobs. But I want to do them both. I want to definitely get them both down, because I think there's something there that, especially for like smaller companies that like to do crazy one-off, guitars or whatever, and different things, that it's just a cool thing to add to making it unique and something different. I've never seen anybody do it out there. I've never seen it done. So
no, me neither.
Not that I know of.
Wood, plastic, metal. That's all you get. I mean, wood is not that common.
Yeah.
So
you see the ebony ones out there once in a while.
Exactly.
Ebony ones.
Looks classy, but I mean, the cool thing is you could shape it with the glass, and you could color it like purple, and that's just nice to fit custom guitars.
Yeah, and you could fume it with gold if you wanted. Like I do gold. I use gold and silver fuming from
or this material, the UV light.
The glow, the glow, the different glows. That'd be sick. Yeah,
that would be. I mean, the headstock glowing. That would look killer.
Yeah. Or inlay too, some cool inlay too. Like you shape out some inlay and put it or on the fretboard, or even like like the fret markers or whatever. Lots of cool things I've thought about doing out of glass, and since I'm so passionate about guitar and everything, and incorporating that, just a matter of finding the time to sit down and do it outside of my business, because my business, I go out and I blow glass for 8-9 hours a day for my business.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm done, I'm done. I don't want to blow any more glass. Not for,
Yeah.
It's like if I was a cook in a restaurant and I went and worked in a restaurant for 10 hours a day, last thing I wanted to do is come home and cook some more. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
really a matter
understandable.
of motivating myself. Once I'm done for my business and my bills are paid, now I'll go out there and do some stuff just for the fun of doing it. So
How many days a week do you work? 5, 6, or
7, pretty much.
7?
I work every day. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
work right outside this door right here. And so it's hard to convince myself not to work. I can either be sitting in here doing whatever, or I could be out there making money. And so I'm just, it's hard to convince. My wife has to like basically grab my arm and not let me go out there to take time off. And plus and like my distributors are like, come on, we need our glass. We need our glass. We need it. We need this. We need that. We need it by mid next week. And so I'm always up against the clock. You know what I mean? So
yeah, a lot of demand.
Yeah,
but which is good. But yeah, sounds stressful too.
Yeah, it's great. But you know what? You know what the good thing is if I don't want to get up early and go to work, I don't have to. I can go out there at any time I want. Or if I want to take a few days off and go to the coast with my family, I can't answer to anybody. You know, I don't have to like check with somebody and go, hey, can I have this weekend off or whatever? So it's nice to be able to do that. But at the same time, like on the other hand, it's hard to do that because, like I said, I've got bills to pay and I've got responsibilities and I've got a means of making money right outside that door. And so it's hard to convince myself not to do that.
I get that. Really quick, wanted to say hi to Franz.
Hey there. Hey, Franz.
You met him last week, did you?
Yes. And he arranged for me that I could get number 2.
Ah, he was involved there, right?
He was involved.
The enabler. The enabler. Cool. When did you come up with the idea to make the glass pigs? How long ago was that?
When I come up with the idea, I've been thinking about it for a few years. I just never did it. Never just took the step to just do it and figure out what's the best way to go about shaping it and making it work. The first time I made one was probably a year ago. Probably.
Oh, really? So this was pretty much one of the first run because you had.
That was one of the first few that I made. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Probably about a little over a year ago. I probably made a few before that, just trying it out because the tool that I used to mash it and whatever, and I didn't have that tool for the longest time. He said you need to have the right tool to do it, and so I got that tool for other parts of my business and figured that's the perfect tool that I need to do the picks. And so not shortly after that, I attempted to make my first one, and I had a few of them around the house and gave a few to my buddies my guitar player buddies around town or whatever, and let them try it out. And then shortly after that, I sent Laz those ones. So,
So
I haven't done that many of them.
That one.
You need to what?
Frame that
frame. No, use
as
it.
one of the first run.
That's probably within the first. How many did I send him? Like 6 of them or something like that. So that's probably within the first 15 of them or so, I would say, that I made. Yeah.
Early 20.
At this point, I probably made close to 60 of them or something by now. At this point. But yeah, you definitely got one of the first. And I was stoked that when I sent them to Laz, I thought in my mind, I hope these get there in time because I knew you were going to be leaving shortly after you guys got back. And when I shipped him, I thought it's going to be close. He's either going to get them right before he leaves or right after he leaves. And I hope he gets them and he gets Martin one of them. And sure enough, he did. So that's really cool. I'm glad you got one.
Thanks a lot, Les. And thanks, William, because I really got hooked to this one. And
awesome.
This one. And I have a third one that I'm using in the rehearsal room. So I have three that I'm regularly using, and they get about 60-70% of the playing time is with glass picks now.
The others with the LPD pick.
the other time with the LPD pick. Yeah.
But you're using the glass pick more often then. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. They're getting use.
it's about 50-50, but yeah, in the with the rehearsal room where I'm using pretty much solely the glass pick I'm having there, it makes it that much more. I would say 60%, something like this.
Once a week, right?
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. It's nice to know that they're appreciated and people are using them. And I didn't know how practical they would be when I first started doing them. I didn't know how they would. I thought they would be more chirpy. Honestly, I thought like they would be like super chirpy when you hit the strings. They'd be like high pitched chirpy, but surprisingly they're not. They're actually quite the opposite. They seem to have a softer attack to me. At least softer than what I originally thought it would be.
I think it has to do with the smoothness of the material.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah, that might have something to do with why they're, because if you ever use the metal ones do tend to be chirpy and like kind of not very useful to me. Which is what I was afraid of with the glass ones, but yeah.
Wow.
Thankfully and surprisingly, they're quite the opposite.
Anyone interested in the new LPD Ambers? I think I'm gonna sell mine. So the OG one and get the new one, or
he put out a new version, didn't he?
Yeah, the limited version.
The reddish. Is it like the red one? I think I saw it on Instagram. Let me see.
That's the Klon. Isn't that his Klon? His idea of the Klon, or his take on a Klon or something?
I think so, yeah.
That one. Dark red.
Oh, I like that color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would fit your 335s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've entered the contest, and afterwards I've read that Austrians are not allowed to join.
US only.
No.
North America only.
No. Austria is specifically excluded.
What?
Like Taiwan
What did we do?
And a few others. It's I think from that
weird.
site he's having that giveaway from. Probably got something to do with gambling laws or something like
that
this.
must be.
So
Might be the reason. But it's weird just to exclude Austria and a few other Asian countries like Taiwan.
So if someone asks, I'm German.
do you have an address in Germany? Right across the border.
Same accent. At least to my ear, it's the same accent. I wouldn't be able to tell.
You wouldn't notice.
Yeah, I have family in Germany, so yeah.
So you have an address.
If anybody, are you guys aware of those?
Germany.
A lot of people have been demoing those Faisley guitars. Are you guys aware of Faisley? Fesley? Have you seen anybody demoing those? There's been a lot of people on YouTube demoing them lately.
To check.
Are you aware of what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I bought one, and I'm going to show you. And I'll tell you here in a second.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
The Faisley, see it right there?
Faisley? No, I haven't heard of that brand.
Oh, that's a beautiful burst.
Yeah.
There you have your favorite color.
Yep.
Purple.
Yeah, this is my first purple guitar right here. But man, I cannot recommend these guitars. At least that one. At least I bought that. That's the like FDK or HDK 800 or something like that. I forget the model name. I think it's FDK 800 Deluxe Edition.
Mm-hmm.
But they have them for like $240 on Amazon, but there's a $50 instant rebate, so I paid $190 for it, and I'm just blown away by that guitar for sub $200. I just cannot believe what you get for sub $200. I mean, I'm not even going to change the pickups in it. Normally, you would think first thing you do is swap out the pickups. I am going to change the nut. I bought a Tusk nut for it. I'm going to swap out the nut. Yeah. Although the nut in it, I filed it with those files, and I got it holding tune really well, but I bought the Tusk nut, so I'm going to put it in it. But I mean, like, if anybody's like been wanting to buy a mod platform guitar that you do want to change that kind of stuff out, dude, like the pickups are great. The frets, there was no fret sprout in it whatsoever. It has one high fret that I have to fix. The 13th fret is a little bit high, so the next time I change the strings, I'm going to file it down and lower the 13th fret. So I had one high fret, and it's just, I'm just blown away by it. The action was great. It plays like butter. Sounds great. I mean, I just cannot recommend them enough. So if anybody's been looking at those Phasa guitars and didn't trust some of the demos and the reviews out there, because who knows if they're just getting them sent for free and or told what to say, but take it from somebody who paid my own money for it.
Handpicked,
it's a good guitar. Like, so I can't recommend them enough. So
I'm not so much afraid of those. I'm not so much afraid of those reviewers not telling the truth or telling something that they have been told to say. I much rather think that when they get something like this shipped, and I have
that's going to be a special one, right?
Experienced this also, that they grab that one and probably get it to one more run through it, have a closer look at it,
give it so a special setup,
and send that one out. I think this is much more the case than they would do a false advertising, but they get a hand selected one, because I have the feeling that with Harley Benton this was a lot the case.
Yeah,
although
I did too. I suspected a lot of that too.
It is better.
Yeah, I suspected a lot of that too, and that's why, like, I figured for $190, what's $190? It's one of my favorite colors.
Return policy with Amazon, don't you? You could just send it back. Don't you have?
Yeah, you can just send it back, like, no problems. They send you send it back. It doesn't cost you to send it. They just send you a label. You take it down to your nearest UPS store, and you don't even have to package it up. They package it for you and ship it back. So, and I knew I had that protection too, but I was pleasantly surprised and blown away by how I'm keeping it. I'm gonna keep that guitar.
It looks great.
And it's an amazing guitar. I'm blown away by what you can get for sub $200 these days.
I just checked on our local Amazon store. It's the German one. We don't get those at the moment. We don't have them in the store. They're probably US only. Like, you saw a few brands last year that you just cannot get in Europe.
I would love to check out Grote.
They have no idea.
Same thing, same type of thing. One of those Amazon brands.
Yeah,
GRO. Yeah,
and those had the ball ends on the frets like the Ibanez have.
Yeah,
the very expensive Ibanez, and they were so perfect on them. But again, you will probably not bring a bad guitar to a trade show to show off.
they're not going to. They're going to bring the best of the best. They're going to go over them. They're going to set them up. Have a luthier guy or tech set them up the best they can, and then bring them in.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I have been really disappointed at the vintage booth, so the brand vintage, because those guitars did not impress me at all.
Okay. Oh, really? That's good to know, because I was curious about them. That's good to know. I'm glad
they have some cool models.
They have some cool models, but they did not impress me. But then again, maybe they did not handpick in comparison to the others. So who knows? Really? So yeah.
What about those Sun Smile ones when you guys went there? You know, the Sun Smile ones that were like $80
so cheap.
What's
$80?
That was surreal, to be honest.
Those Telly styles were sub 100 all, right?
They looked amazing. Like the Andy Timmons, like Ibanez knockoff Andy Timmons one. Yeah. They looked amazing. And I instantly went up and looked at their site. I was like, whoa, like, you serious?
There was one sold for $65.
Were they good? Like, did you play it? Did you play it?
I did grab it, and yeah, I didn't plug it in, but I did play it. The frets were fine. There was no high frets. So again, I think those had another
Again,
look over it,
again,
because
that's not the
I
one
can't imagine-
that's not the one they're gonna send you in the mail when you order it. Yeah.
I can't imagine that you can get any decent QC at all with $65 for a telly. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
can't
it's one of those
see that.
too good to be true. It probably is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sam, sure.
And
Absolutely.
what kind of child labor is also involved there, I don't want to imagine.
Yeah,
So,
do you want
What
to
slave labor?
support that? Yeah.
because at that price point, it was less than any kit that I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like how did they pull that off? They definitely got to be using child labor, number one, to start with, and then
It's insanely cheap.
yeah,
The
definitely.
other ones, JJ and I, we had a look at a green Strat that had a relic chop on it. Sunsmile, yes.
Okay.
I think you can also see it in the video when I'm going over all of them. It's
is it one with 3-tone sunburst underneath?
Could be. I'm not quite sure, but that one not only looked fairly good for a relic chop, a cheap relic chop, but also that one played also really nicely. This was also one of the more expensive models from them, but
yeah.
Again,
you factor in, not only did it have the relic job, but it also had 2 layers of paint job on it. So it had the sunburst underneath, and then whatever you said, the green over the top, and all that relic. Yeah, how do you pull that off for that kind of price? It's just it's got to be something janky going on there.
Yeah, but that one was also close to $200. No, $150, I think.
Oh, that was
something like
more.
this.
Yeah.
So then you're
premium price.
then you're in the area where you're with other Amazon brands and so on. So but still $150 for complete guitar.
Yeah, maybe if you could buy it off their wall, not particular one off their wall, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. You probably would definitely would get a clunker. If you just ordered off their site or whatever, I'm sure you would. You'd have to. They just can't. You can't put the kind of time it takes to get something like that to play and look, and to have not have fret sprout and high frets and all that for that kind of money. Just like even in China or wherever it was made at, even then, like I just don't see how it could be done.
Yeah.
I can't find it right now, the model. They have so many different models. They have one they call premium line. Relic series. Maybe I find it there. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with green and sunburst underneath.
Yeah, that was the one.
I mean, it looks, if you like relic guitars.
Yeah, see, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. And I love that. Yeah.
And it really did look good in person. So it's not
older body, hard maple neck, rosewood fingerboard.
Yeah, like what? Whoa. So there's more than whatever. Well, that you said that was like 150 or whatever range, but
I think that one was.
It seems like there's $100 just in materials for that. If you're factoring in the rosewood fretboard, alder body, and hard maple. You said the Canadian hard maple or whatever neck. That seems like, to me, I don't know. I haven't bought wood in a while, but that seems to me like that's a good $100 worth of wood right there, or close to it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. Maybe it's 30. I don't know.
In China, probably.
Yeah, probably.
With the Grote, no idea how you pronounce that. That one was more reasonable. I think that one was $280.
So like hard territory.
This. So yeah, you're in a little higher territory. Still, a semi-hollow is more complicated to make, but yeah. Then again, the Epiphone semi-hollows, they have also been about $400.
Yeah, I can see 300 plus. That seems reasonable to be able to pull that off. Depending on the factor or whatever. I've seen those groats around. I've seen them. Especially they do a lot of the semi-hollows. I've noticed. I haven't seen too many like Strat style or like Super Strat style ones from them. I don't remember seeing them. They probably make them, but a lot of semi-hollows.
Semi-hollows and Les Paul style. And the tops looked really beautiful on those.
And the fret ends, of course.
And the fret ends were, and also the fret job on that one that I had in my hands. I've tried that one, also looked at the action. It was set up pretty much perfectly. So again, I guess someone that have a second look at it, but still, you see the manufacturing process is like with the Ibanez for the ball ends on the,
at least
don't they
semi-hollow.
Don't they make each fret individually first? They round them off and then to size and they just put them in. Because I saw I was watching a video the other day. It was somebody was showing, I think it was Scarred My Guitar guy was showing some guitar he had in there that had the ball ends like that, but they were put in crooked. So some were a little off. They weren't centered along the way. So some were kind of sticking further off near the edge than others. So you could tell that they were each made individually and then put in. And the care wasn't taken to make sure they were lined up straight all the way down the neck.
Yeah. Let's see if I can show you how it's on the Ibanez. That's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. This it's kind of grainy on my computer. I don't know if it's the screen or whatever, but I can kind of see it.
Focusing properly.
Yeah. But you can kind of see it. Yeah.
Maybe like this.
That it's the bindings laying over the tang, right? Isn't the tang doesn't come all the way through the end of the binding or whatever?
It's not working properly.
The tang is not going through the binding, no.
Yeah, the tang stops before the binding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an Ibanez, one of those Ibanez Art Core series guitars. So I take that back. I have owned a semi-hollow. That's right. I did. I had one of those Art Core Ibanez years ago.
Okay, yeah, that's also one of the Art Core series. AS 153. Is that?
Yeah, I don't remember what model it was. I bought it from a place called Mackenzie River Music here in town years and years ago that I had, and then I moved down to California for a while and ended up going broke, and I had to take it to a pawn shop and lost it at a pawn shop down there. So I didn't have it for very long, but that's right. I did have one, and I didn't even have an amp at the time. I wasn't even able to plug the thing in.
Good, you had a semi-hollow, so at least some decent volume.
yeah, exactly. Wish I still had it. Yeah, I wish I had that now. I'd love to. Like I said, I'm going to be having a hollow body here pretty soon.
Maybe a Groat, maybe another Ibanez. So.
Maybe Groat, maybe one of those Fireflies, maybe, or something. We'll see. Who knows?
Has a Firefly.
Maybe it'll be an Epiphone. I don't know. Maybe it really depends on timing, what deal presents itself to me at what time, what kind of money I have that I'm willing to spend and I want to spend. I might spend $1,000, or I might spend like screw it, $250, and just to dip my toe in the water and have one, and decide, and upgrade it. Because usually if you a guitar for $250 is probably going to have non-wax potted pickups. It's going to be, microphonic and whatnot. And so I don't want a semi-hollow body that's microphonic, because that's not going to, mesh well with the type of music I like to play. I like to put a little bit of name on there, and if it's squealing and screeching and squealing, I'll end up putting it in the case, and it'll go again in the corner, and I'll never play it. Like I have a 10S Les Paul Anaconda Burst with slash pickups in it, but I just don't. I'm trying to sell it right now. I have it on my local Craigslist that I just don't love. Something about it I don't love, and it never gets played, and that's why I'm trying to sell it. It's just is it the neck? Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to buy guitars that end up like that. It's a waste of my time, money, and it's beautiful. And I ordered off Reverb, and it was beautiful. It was exactly a slash Anaconda Burst. You know what I'm talking about? The green ones.
Yeah, the green one.
Black burst around the edge. Just beautiful guitar. And and then it came with Slash, Seymour Duncan Slash set in it. So I thought, cool. You know what I mean? I think I paid $400 for it, shipped, and
Wow.
it just sits in the corner now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put my energy into a guitar that's just going to sit in the corner. So it has to be when I do buy, it has to present itself, has to be the right one. I have to play it, and it has to vibe with it pretty quick for me to not like, that's not the one. So we'll see. We'll see which one it is. It might be an Epiphone. Who knows? It might be a Gibson Studio, like similar to what you got. It just depends on
how much are those in the US?
Those are between
16.
1,500 and 1,800 in the US.
See, that's right in my range. I've got most of my guitars are about that and under. I've got one guitar, my ends double cut, that was made by one person's hands. That's like it's a little over $4,000 guitar that I have. Mm-hmm. But most, other than that, all my guitars are like about 15, 16 and under. That's right in my range. Not interested in guitars that are more than that. Like you can get, like I said, you can get $200 and get a damn nice playing guitar. You know what I mean? Like, so anything more than that, I'm just paying for the name on the headstock. And yeah.
What's the other Gibson Hollow that's carved out? Is that the Midnight?
The Midnight, yeah.
You might also want to check that one out.
Which
It's also a semi-hollow. Midnight, that's the model name. Gibson
I don't think I've heard of
Midnight.
It's a Midnight. I've never heard of that.
Those are not really semi-hollow. They are, not really semi-hollows in the sense that they are constructed like a semi-hollow. It's more like Les Paul, where you have a body that has been routed out, and then a top placed on it. So they are
way more routed out on the two sides or whatever, just more routed out than.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a full piece. Full body, full
like mahogany body with just two routes.
Or a maple body. I'm not sure what material the body itself is. Then it's routed out on the sides, and then you have a top on top of it. Unlike with the 335, where you have bottom, center block, sides,
and the top and the
Midtown.
Different construction technique.
It's the Gibson Midtown. It's not Midnight.
Yeah, Midtown. Sorry.
But it's a Gibson.
Yeah. That's definitely potential.
Even the blue one.
Oh, even the blue one. Yeah, sick. I don't love the Bixby. I'm not a Bixby guy, but I do like that one. Yeah.
And the body size is a little bit smaller than on the 335.
I like this one. This is like Pelham blue.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like the Pelham blue because it's got the metal plate kind of thing
going. So it's right in the middle between a 339 and a 335 in size. And it's a flat top as far as I know.
It's a flat top?
Yeah, it's not
the arch top or whatever. I like the arch top of a 335.
It's more affordable version.
Yeah, it's also not really a semi-hollow in that sense. It's way closer also in everything to a Les Paul than it is to a 335.
So it's kind of even tone wise, it's kind of in between the two of an actual semi-hollow and just a single cut. Yeah, interesting. Who knows? Maybe if the deal presented itself right, I could see myself ending up with one of those. Definitely.
Ben said routed like a Gretsch jet.
And Brent also says what he likes about the Midtown is that they are a lot heavier than a regular 335 or 339, especially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine there's probably less. There's more material there than.
So really more like a Les Paul territory then.
Yep.
We had this one some time ago.
Oberodi.
A friend Herbert used to spend his summers with family in Vienna. I always heard the difference from the German accent and how. Now I have Dutch in-laws. Well, Dutch.
Dutch has really not much to do with German.
Sounds pretty different.
Yeah,
mixture of German and English.
I'm part Dutch. I've got some Dutch in my heritage.
Okay.
German,
We have
Dutch, Native American, and Irish.
Oh wow, that's a wild mix. Native American as well.
Mine's 57. I'm a mutt.
Yeah, we have a lot of Dutch tourists because they don't have any mountains. Obviously, it's extremely flat there. They're below sea level. Or part of the country is below sea level, so they come skiing here or hiking.
I'll bet that is cool living near the Alps like you guys do. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of cool stuff to do up in those mountains up there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got pretty warm summers. Like where you can go out swim in the lakes and all that, and
yeah, we can do that. Yeah, it's not crazy. It's not hot. It's warm. So warm's good.
It can get hot, but usually just
warm enough to where you can swim in the natural bodies of water around there, rivers.
Yeah, absolutely. For a couple of months.
I've seen some footage of some beautiful mountain lakes in your guys' area that I would love to go visit and hang out and spend a week up there camping up there, whatever, and swimming on some of those lakes up there. It'd be awesome.
If you ever decide to come over, if it's not already booked, you can stay at my place.
Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Me and the wife, you gotta have room for me and the wife too. I'm not coming alone. My wife ain't letting me go to Austria without taking her.
She's right.
And we're right next to Switzerland, so you can go and
even better
visit the parts of Switzerland that you would like to visit. Yeah, in one day.
I'll go harass Ola. I'll go show up at his office.
Always want to go to Switzerland.
Yeah, my wife just said she always wants to go to Sweden.
Ola is in Sweden. That's pretty far.
Oh, Sweden? Oh, Sweden. That's right. He's in Sweden, not Switzerland. I get those mixed up. Sometimes I think it's
that's IKEA. We're talking about money and banks and chocolate, and Ola is Sweden. That's IKEA and ABBA.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, there's a big difference. Yeah,
stereotypes. What do we have?
Good.
We have Lederhosen and Motard.
We'll jump on the train and go there anyway.
What did Ben hear? I heard that.
Heard what? Sleeping in Martin's casa.
You're also welcome, Ben. Obviously.
But you need a passport for that. But that's a different topic.
Yeah, you ain't getting in Austria without no passport. That's for sure.
But it's the same for us. We cannot set foot in the US without passport. And what's the form you need? ESTA. Something.
Yeah, ESTA.
ESTA form.
ESTA form? Yeah.
That's what he heard. Your wife. Will's wife.
Oh, he heard my wife? Yeah. He's over there taking those pictures I was talking about.
For Etsy.
Yeah, I have now that studio room downstairs. Mm-hmm. And then we can set up some mattresses.
Something like that.
Yeah, cool.
If you're not too picky, you have your own room.
Not a bit, man. It's a couple of blankets.
Are there any restrooms down there?
A couple of blankets and a carpeted floor, and I'm good to go. I'll sleep just fine.
But I have spare keys.
Yeah,
so that's not an issue.
Not really an issue then. True.
Yeah, cool. And you have amps and stuff to play around.
Yeah, you got a few boys there. I see that. Yeah, that would be a blast. Yeah, trying out all you got some great guitars, man.
That's just my stuff here. Yeah. Martin's stuff.
That's just your stuff. Oh, you're at your house right now? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure whose place you got here.
That's just my stuff.
Yeah.
Family in Schwyz, they like those hills. They have a lot of hills in Schwyz, central Switzerland. It's a canton. It's like Switzerland is divided into 26 cantons. It's like states, but very small because the country itself is not big, and they have 26.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's we have 9 states in Austria.
Yeah, what size town do you guys live in Austria? What is you guys live in you guys got big cities, or you guys just a bunch of smaller provinces? Smaller?
the largest we have is like 50,000 people in our
Oh,
state.
really? Yeah. That is small. That's smaller than my little town I live in here. About the same size, actually. We're about 60,000 people, and I live
It's
in
like a little
Springfield.
bit, if you include all the towns and the villages, they are very close together. So like the whole, it's not really a metropolitan area, but the area combined, that's in the Rhine Valley, there are like 400,000 people, and it's not really like a city combined, but it's very connected. So
Yeah, very just a short little
the population density is relatively high here, especially for Austria, because we have lots of mountains. So it's pretty populated down here in the valley. But that's like 20% of the area of our state of Vorarlberg, 20% of the area, and 80% of the people live here. So the rest is just mountains and just a couple of villages, pretty much.
Let's say hi to Princess Undertaker.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining us. I think that's a new name.
Yeah, I don't recognize that. Hello, Princess.
Well, hi there.
How are you doing?
We are doing great. Thanks. Hope you too.
Thanks. Yeah. New guitar day a couple of days ago, so can't be much better.
The honeymoon is still good and strong.
Yeah.
It
takes me a good week.
The thing is, it's not really new. It's not really new for me because it's essentially a clone of my number one guitar.
Yeah,
so
true.
it plays exactly like
what you wanted.
It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a guitar that I'll be locking away at my father's place in case my apartment burns down, someone robs me, something goes broken, or whatever happens, a bomb falls on our apartment. Yeah.
What are you expecting to happen?
No idea.
One of those big mountains turns into a volcano next year or something. I live near a river, and that's one of my biggest worries. And because once in a while we'll get some good rain through here, and we'll get some floods around through here, and that's one of my biggest worries is flood. So like I've got rafting up in my garage. So if any inclination that the waters are coming, all my guitars are going instantly up in those rafters. I don't know about my 4x12 is just gonna have to like take the loss because that's a bit heavy to get up in those rafters and a bit big. But my guitars and my amp heads, they're all going up there.
That's
a plan. I would have it. We would have to have it really bad for that to
not really. It's unrealistic
because my guitars hang about 1.5 meters from the floor.
I mean, we're in the basement now, so it in theory it's more at risk, but there's no river, no water nearby. So
so it would take a pretty serious event to get to you. But me, I've got a river probably as the crow flies, or whatever that saying goes. It's probably maybe 3/4 of a mile, maybe, which is about 1 kilometer, I guess, ish, on your guys' the way you guys measure, about 1 kilometer away that way. Yep. So that's not very far. It doesn't take much to get that water to come over to me. Like as soon as, and I'm about maybe 10 feet above the river peak right now, the river level. So if it flooded, it wouldn't take much for it to get over to me. And every once in a while we get them. We get some floods around here every once in a while.
Yeah, same. We get that in summer as well. Yeah.
In summer? What? Floods in the summer. Does it rain a lot there in the summer or something?
Yeah.
Probably because of the mountains. Probably because of the mountains and the way the mountains.
Yeah, the ice is melting.
The way they bring in, plus like the way
the last little bit from the glaciers.
The glaciers. The rest of the glaciers
melts down and comes down.
Yeah.
On you guys.
Yeah. But what we have as an advantage over here is also the really large river that takes all the water away is about 3-4 kilometers away. What is it?
No,
Or
it's a bit more. It's a bit more.
5. But
you mean the Rhine?
Yeah.
So that's probably, air distance.
Air
I would say
distance.
about 5-6.
5 kilometers, something like this. But
That's a good
until
distance.
there, it's about 100 or 150 meters in height. So it's rather steep, even though with bare eyes you don't really see it. But yeah, the water flows away down there, so other villages are flooded before we are.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are up, raised
Town
up.
is pretty safe.
Yeah.
We've got it covered.
Definitely. So Princess Undertaker, not really into guitars, but plays the drum a little bit. That's also very cool.
Great.
Yeah, drums are fun.
White Stripes, 7 Nation Army. Cool.
Drums are always required.
So Bo was writing something about, hey, where you get the shirt like it. I'm not sure which shirt. Maybe mine, because it says I have too many guitars. Said no one ever. That would fit Bo.
Yeah, that would definitely fit Bo.
That's Justin guitar.
Justin guitar. Yeah.
And mine is one from Charles, 75M.
And I'm wearing the Tone King. Night of the Tone.
Oh yeah, Night of the Tone. Cool design.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I don't buy too many YouTuber shirts, but I loved this one, so I had to get it. I'm a horror movie.
I would like to buy a few, but the shops are pretty expensive just for one T-shirt.
Especially getting them to you guys. Shipping to you guys is it's not as bad as what I thought it would be. When I shipped the pics, I thought it would be more than that to ship.
How much was it?
$40.
$40. Okay.
Yeah, that's not too bad. No, that's not like 150 or whatever. Like I've heard, like some things, like I've heard people having, have to pay a good chunk of money to ship across the Atlantic. I guess it really depends on tariffs and VAT fees in certain countries or something. I guess.
Too many guitars. Yeah, that's the right shirt for you. I have too many guitars because I wouldn't really have room for another one unless I would sell one.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like it's another reason why I'm trying to sell a couple of guitars really, but the 10S guitar, I'm out of place to put them. I just don't have any place to put them. Like,
I don't want to just buy more wall hangers and put them everywhere. At some point, my wife will say, "You're nuts. Stop it." At some point.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
In theory, I would also have had to sell a guitar to buy this one, but it's just
too late.
As it's just being stored away, it's okay. It's not one that's
your insurance really guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the deal I've worked out with my wife now. That at this point, if I buy a guitar, one has to go.
One has to go. Yeah,
she's given me the little corner, like. See right there, that's my little guitar corner of my living room is on the opposite side of my computer here. So my living room is over there. This room back here is where like my fireplace. Can you see the fireplace back there? Like it's got my fireplace and my turtle lives back there. It's kind of like a family room that leads to my backyard. And so I get the little corner right there near by my back sliding door that goes to the backyard, and that's it. So if I get anything that takes up more room than right there, then I don't have any place to put it. Unless I'm going to let me have it. So at this point, I'm all out of room. So if I buy a guitar, another amp, anything, something's got to go.
Yeah. Once more, the link to William's channel.
I appreciate that.
For everyone that hasn't subscribed yet.
Yeah, I think someone wrote in a comment that he's subbed now.
Oh, sweet. Whoever that was.
Should have at least one new subscriber.
I return subs anytime anybody subs me. I definitely always look to see if they have a channel, and I return the sub.
Because... it was Bruce. Found the comment.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. I think I'm already subbed to Bruce though, but I will look to make sure and return that for sure.
Very cool.
So anything new? You guys got your eyes on anything new? Anything
gear related
or anything really? I mean, but yeah, definitely gear related. But
no,
amps, new, anything that you want that you would love to have, or
I'm all set. I mean, I didn't plan to buy a guitar, and I don't know if you've seen it, but I bought this one in January.
Oh, would you? Oh, yeah, I love that. I put one was is it one of the Mexican made ones or is it one of the USA made ones?
Made in Corona.
Oh, it's one of the USA ones.
Bought it second hand because they are pretty darn expensive, as most of you probably know.
Yeah,
but I like it a lot. I like it much more than I would have anticipated. I had the what's it called? The Tim Henson, the TOD 10N, the nylon guitar.
Oh, the Tim Henson. Yeah, I like those too.
That prolific guy. I got that sent by Ibanez for a review, and the review's been up for quite some while now. And I had that guitar at home, and I was not sure if I wanted to keep it or get one, and Ibanez would offer me a deal. But I had it at home and I didn't play it. So that's a sign, don't buy it. Because it's a cool guitar and I enjoyed it. And the nylon tone is a cool thing. And
I was about to ask, I thought it had nylon strings on it. Yeah, but nylon.
But I didn't play it. So I thought that's not the ideal guitar for me. And I play in a trio. So we have a singer and another guitarist who's also playing cajon, and me playing guitar. And I usually took the Larue, the OM with me. And then I saw this one used on, like, let's say our local Craigslist, the Austrian equivalent. Then I saw this one, and it was for half the price of new retail. And then I just had to check it out because I like Fender guitars a lot. And I got it for 900 euros. I love it.
You know,
it's a great instrument.
Yeah, I've wanted one of those too. I've had my eyes. I just bought like over a couple months ago. I don't know if they're still running the sale, but Franklin Guitar Works out of Tennessee here in the US. I bought my Fender Aerodyne. Do
you have the blue one or the silver one? I'm not sure which. I saw it, but which one do you have?
Here, I'll grab it real quick here.
Yeah, that's the Aerodyne is super cool.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this guitar so much.
Yeah, the blue one, of course. I
got this from Franklin Guitar Works. He was running a sale for these for $600.
Wow,
$600, and
Japanese made.
Yes, made in Japan, brand new. I took it out of the box myself. Took it out of all the foaming and all that stuff. It was brand new. Because I've heard some people say, they were refurbished ones. No, not this one at least. This one was brand new, trust me. But anyway, he was also running the Mexican-made Acoustasonics for $500. Yeah, Brian Sell. He was selling them for $500, and he had definitely had the Jazzmaster. I think he had the Strat too. And the Telly, he had all of them, but he was running a sale on all those for $500, man.
Wow!
Like, and those for $600. Like, I had to jump on that. So, like, I don't know if he's still running that same sale, but like, I just couldn't believe. Like, at first, I thought, man, that's got to be a scam or something.
Almost fishy, almost like a scam. It's too good to be true again.
Yeah, I looked up some reviews, and people were saying that it was legit. So I went with it, and lo and behold, it was. Like, because the cheapest I've seen those on, even on Fender's site, was $800, and that was during like the Black Friday and.
When they're usually around $1,000, something like that.
Yeah, they're usually $999. Is what everybody sells them for, and then like Fender had them for $800 there for a while, $799. But I thought $599, God, like. How is he getting away with that? Like, I don't know, like how Fender is letting that happen, because it's like below like what Matt. I know it's just minimum advertised pricing, but I think they have like some kind of rules in place where they don't let them sell them for below a certain price on top of that.
Do you want to guess the price?
Benefited. What's that?
There's an HSS Aerodyne on Thomann, the German store.
German, yeah, I know Thomann.
Yeah. Do you want to guess the price in euro? It's insane.
In euros?
For Aerodyne.
Euros is so it takes a little bit less. So it's more euros. It's like $1.20 or something per euro or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can just think about it like 1-to-1 exchange rate.
I would say 1,200.
Yeah, even more, 1,359.
Really? Wow.
And you paid 600 for yours, so
yeah,
it's
600.
It's like a steal.
Yeah. It must have. Yeah, I'm sure it has to do with import fees or whatever they got to charge. Just like same with us over here. Like we can't get they pay a lot less for marshals and stuff over in Europe than we do over here, like for that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that's also true.
Well, not really anymore, probably, because
for the import ones.
Yeah, we also have to pay import taxes.
Okay, yeah, Brexit, true.
Due to
since Brexit and all that.
Yeah,
true. It's like the whiskey that got more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the good
I don't know. I don't really know.
Marshland whiskey.
Yeah. I don't know the implications of that. I didn't really keep up with what all that even was and what happened with that and why that happened. I'm not really sure. I just remember being a big deal, seeing it on the news all the time here when it was happening. So
yeah, essentially they just decided they don't want to be part of the European Union anymore. And with that, also the borders got closed, and they're not in the tax-free zone anymore. Also,
so that would be like similar to like if Texas decided it didn't want to be part of the U.S. anymore. Is that how that kind of works?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's
essentially like that.
Same idea. Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
and the UK has land borders with Ireland. So on the island of Ireland, Northern Ireland belongs to the UK, and they had borders there, and there was a huge dispute about that border because the other borders are just sea borders. Connected by land because they're UK.
Yeah, there's only one strip up there that's connected by land, right? Yeah,
exactly. But that's a huge mess up there, and that's been a topic of discussions for many months, I think. Back then when they negotiated the contract for the UK.
How they were going to deal with that situation.
I just read recently that many UK citizens would love to rejoin. So not sure, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that leads to. Like, how did they benefit from like all that? Like what? Like I don't know. Like
it was a big deal. Was probably also the fishing laws, because they got regulated also from the European Union what they could fish in the seas right in front, around their country,
around their waters,
around in their waters, they
probably get a lot of their income from that industry. I'm sure. I imagine being surrounded by coastline, I'm sure that's a large part of how people survive.
And there was also the thing that obviously with the European Union, all Europeans were allowed to work there without visa, everything.
Hey, Ryan.
And like that, they had a lot of Polish people, Eastern European that were working there for fairly cheap. So you had cheap labor there. And once they
drivers.
I was just about to get there. Once they had the Brexit, they were lacking pretty much all the truck drivers and were not able to get all their not only the import, their own stuff. They were not able to
get it to shops. Basically, they had a huge mess because there were no more workers from other.
Sounds like a big mess, man. Big mess, big headache, man. Like,
it was.
But there were plenty of things going on which they thought might work out better.
Yeah, less regulation from the EU was probably one reason. Yeah, and maybe with the UK, I'm not sure if any British are in the chat or watching the replay, but they still have a little bit the mindset of the big empire. And it's
the UK, like they're
UK is just not that important anymore.
Yeah,
they're not owning a fourth of the world. So
yeah, the way the world's so connected now that those days are over. Like
pretty
the
much
way we're so interconnected now that it's like we're one giant world finally, rather than like separated by so much. Like
not really the UK, but the royal family. I'm not sure if Ben is still here or some other buddy from Canada. Is now King Charles on the banknotes in Canada? Because I think the Queen was on the banknotes.
Oh, really? Do you think that's
because of the Commonwealth? I think Canada still had the Queen on their currency. I'm not sure. Usually, you put the current king or queen on your money
up, for whoever,
and on the stamps and stuff like that. Starting to switch over. Yeah, I'm not sure if you should maybe wait. I heard he's not very well. He's
you guys got cancer, I heard, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't sound good. Yeah, and then William's next in line. I'm from what I understand,
would be, but well, I mean, he's not that old, especially compared to his mother. He's only like 75, so hopefully he will recover. But
he's royalty, so he'll get all of the experimental, the best of the best treatment he's gonna get. So he's got a good chance of beating it, depending on what it is. I don't know what particular cancer. There's only so much you can do with certain cancers. The survival rates are slim, but wish him the best. Hopefully everything's okay, because I don't wish bad on anybody. But
you just don't know.
Dark humor alert. That's what working gives you.
Yeah.
He worked now for 1 year and got cancer.
Oh yeah. I think he had to be the king for 1 year. Yeah.
You think he was just a son before that?
Yeah.
For 74 years. Occupation, son.
Unemployed.
I don't know what kind of obligations they have. You have to, as the king, you know what I mean? But I imagine you can do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I know they have some obligations, like certain
representation. That's no day-to-day politics. It's just representational stuff and visiting other countries that are still connected to the crowd. I think
they don't run anything, right? It's Parliament that runs everything in that country.
Yeah.
So it's more of a representation. Yeah, like you said, representation thing than anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think they have.
From my understanding,
right?
I'm not sure about that.
I think they can.
The prince in Liechtenstein has much more power.
I think they have the right to block laws or something like this.
Some kind of veto powers or something.
Yeah, they have veto powers, but I think the Queen hasn't used it ever.
Yeah,
and Queen Mom
in over 60 years.
So
Queen Mom was never reigning queen. She was just wife of the king.
I see Octopus Ears had to get another new guitar again, man. That guy could never hold on to a guitar.
Trading again.
I remember when he was Music Man, and he had the G&L, and he swore he could never see himself playing anything other than a G&L. I remember him saying.
And then the Music Man.
Then the Les Paul. Was also.
I get it though, man. Like I get it, man. Like you always
all the way back around to Kiesel. Well, maybe that's a good point to stop there. Right back at the beginning, 360.
Yeah. Oh man, Chicago Music Exchange had a Kiesel in there the other day, man. That I thought about, like I wanted to get a hold of them and see if they wanted to trade for my ends double cut, my most expensive guitar. I was going to see if they wanted to trade and maybe, give me a little bit and in-store credit or something. They had awesome Kiesel Aries in there. That was beautiful, man. But it lasted a couple hours and somebody swooped it up. They had a sick one in there, man. Like beautiful.
Was it S style or which?
It was the Aries, so it's like a super strat kind of.
Or
but it had like the 3 layers, had a burl top, and then it had another layer, and then a third layer, which looked like black limba kind of to me. But each layer had its own like color, like how they do their tops, the way they do their tops. Sometimes there's like the burl was one color, the second middle layer was another color, and then the black limba was its own natural black limba color. And it had blue pickups and like blue knobs and like I want to say it even had a dyed fretboard, like a bird's eye fretboard. It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous guitar. It was like a wall hanger guitar, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't necessarily like take out on tour or anything, but I guess some people would if you had a ton of money and it didn't matter, or like a sponsorship or through them or something like that. But it was beauty. It was beautiful, man. It was cheap too. It was only like, it was 1,600 and some change. It was
something like that, Will.
Something like that, yeah. Except it had one more layer that had like another color in between the natural and then the blue burl. There was one more layer in there that had some other color. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. Yeah, it was like that. It was just like very similar to that. Very, very similar to that. Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was very similar to that.
Wow. That's a crazy looking guitar.
Yeah.
Super beautiful.
Bo ordered Aries neck through a couple of days ago. And he says his has black sides.
Mm-hmm. So what a crazy.
Are we frozen or is Will?
Seems like we're back.
Are you
look
back?
Like both of us are frozen. I'm back.
Okay, that's great. We can hear you.
I'm back.
Just a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
There's a guy selling locally a Kiesel. It's a headless, and he's been selling it, or he's trying to sell it for forever. The guy in Hohenems. Yeah. It's still for sale. But it's just a plain Koa. It's just a brown. Looks boring compared to that Aries. Maybe he sold it if finally. Let me quickly check.
My dream Kiesel is a crescent, man. I love their crescents. I love the body shapes of those crescents, man. They're beautiful. If I was going to get another Kiesel, it would be one of the crescents.
The one from Brent is green back with swamp ash, and the top is a flame quilty maple with thick green tan burst.
That's the one that's not selling.
Yeah, that's pretty plain. That's pretty plain for a Kiesel.
Yeah, for a Kiesel, it looks just boring. It's a Zeus multi-scale.
Yeah.
$1,400, but I mean, if you look like at the one, the Poplar Burl, the blue one, it's super fancy, and this one, it's just meh.
Yeah, some of their that's great about Kiesel, man, is some of their tops are just beautiful.
An Aries neck through, a couple days ago.
Speaking of Guitar Man 45, the K series, like Jeff was showing one of his K series, that one he spent a bunch of time on just a couple of days ago. I saw it on YouTube, man. It was beautiful too, man. It was had a bunch of acrylic work on it, like where he had done metal flake underneath the acrylic, so it was like clear acrylic with like this really and everywhere where it was burl underneath, there was like some metal flake under there, and it was beautiful, man. I imagine it's a $10,000 guitar or something, or maybe more. Wow. Damn, some of those finishes they do, man. Ugh. Beauties, man.
But Brent, yours also sounds very nice.
Yeah.
Green back with swamp ash, and the top is a flamey quilty maple with a thick green tan burst.
Yeah, that does sound like a sick one. Yeah, put out a video showing it off.
Yeah, we need to see a video.
We also wanted to share a little bit about the nearer future of our channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go and slow down a little bit with the videos because we don't have the motivation currently to do much videos, also not really the time.
Yeah, time is a big factor.
And the other thing is we also don't want just to put out videos, so we have put out videos. So when we want to make videos,
quality over quantity.
So that's gonna slow down. So it's probably more of us jamming when we get together, so that we get to play and have a few jam videos then. And I will try to continue with my kit builds. So there will be videos coming up with that one also.
And the 335 comparison video.
We will also do a video with the comparison of my number 1 2015 model and the 2016 model that I just got. And
I think I want to do a video about the Acoustasonic as well, but I just didn't get around filming it yet. And I mean, if you don't really feel like it and you're not really inspired and motivated to film, it's just not going to be a good video. So I just wait until I feel motivated to do the video, and hopefully get a good video out. That's the goal. So just as a little heads up for you guys, because we pretty much had at least one video a week for 3 years now.
More than 3 years,
and we had some times, especially around NAMM last week, where we last year, where we had a lot of videos. But since then, at least one video or live hang, and sometimes even more videos. But it's just gonna slow down a little bit. We don't want to finish, or we don't want to end with the channel, and especially we want to continue with the live hangs because we enjoy that a lot. Like the hang with you, Will, and everyone in the chat, of course. That's
live hangs a lot of fun.
That's probably the part we enjoy the most at the moment, having the hangs.
And the thing is also, even if we would continue with that pace that we're having right now, we would also run out of things to film in the end.
Yeah, because you asked before if we have any gear that we want to buy. I'm good. You could always chase the next big or next cool guitar or amp and anything, but it's just doesn't make any sense because it's not that I'm playing every day for an hour or two, and even then I have plenty of guitars and amps I could play, so there's actually no need to get more gear at the moment. It just wouldn't make sense.
That's what's nice, to have relationships with companies that are willing to just give you gear to loan you, and just here you go, try this out, put this on your channel, and then send it back. Like people like Phil McKnight that gets the opportunity for the companies to send them stuff, so to help them with this channel, to help them give them content too,
but that's nice. He's having it as a job. He gets paid for demoing, reviewing this stuff, and it's not worth it for us, really. We would really need to focus and make this a job, which we don't want, to make it worthwhile, because we would have to create the company and tax everything and have a lot of paperwork for.
And also the getting all the relationships with the companies, that's also time consuming.
It's hard.
Chatting back and forth
Austria too would make it much harder, because you don't have the means to come in and like go directly to these companies, meet with the people responsible for dealing with that kind of thing. It's much harder to contact and develop that ongoing relationship.
Maybe in September, when we're going to Guitar Summit, maybe we can we stay there for 3 days. We get the full pass for the whole weekend, so maybe we can get some connections there. At least we will certainly meet some other YouTubers,
but
some bigger YouTubers.
But then again, building these connections, how much is it really worth for us if we're not really pursuing.
It's maybe more like we get the chance. Maybe they send us a cool guitar we're interested in to check out, like with the Ibanez one. Maybe like that.
That we can check it out and
send it back.
Send it back. Don't have to pay for it. Yeah.
Or the German brand Krenner just had on his channel, that's jazz guitar. Stuff like that, because he's certainly not going to keep that one. It's a 4K guitar. It's just for a review. So maybe
you guys are close to like Warwick and and Framus and all those guys. Those would be good people.
Yeah. Or Maybach. Yeah.
Or Maybach. Yeah, I was going to say Maybach too. Yeah, those are great instruments. A lot of people are interested in what they are, but there's not a lot of info out there. At least people from my side of the world, anyway, that I don't see too much about them. Like a little bit here and there, but I mean, stuff I've been interested in checking out and learning more about, but there's not a lot of people doing a ton of content about them. Like, at least not that I've seen. There might be more out there, but not that I've come across.
I think Maybach is not that big in the US because of copyright, or they're maybe or probably afraid of.
They don't even. Don't they not even sell in the US or something like that? Or
I would guess only their own models that they're having, but I would guess they make the most money with the clones. Single cut tallies,
Stress as well. They have
Stress,
Various or something like that.
That they sell over here, and probably
Les showed up.
Maybe also Japan.
Hey there, Les.
Hey Les. Thanks for joining.
Late lunch break. Yeah. What's it? 2 o'clock now for you?
Yep.
9 hours. That's a really late lunch. Close to starving.
And we are hitting the 2 hour mark.
We're hitting the 2 hour mark, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But it's good that you talked about it, Martin, because we talked about that in advance, filming videos and just like the plan for the next couple of weeks. And we just wanted to give you a little heads up, everyone that's listening. So in case you're wondering why there's less videos coming, but we will see. Maybe we get extremely motivated and creative and get great new video ideas, and then we will make more videos. And if not, maybe a jam and the occasional live hang. We will definitely keep those up.
The live hang every month will definitely stay. And
the rest. I mean,
I love you guys' live hangs because they're usually on Thursdays, and it's when they're while I'm working. And so it's like I'm hanging out with my buddies while I'm working. That's what I love about you guys' live hangs. Right during my work.
Great to hear.
So it's great. Yeah.
That's cool. Thanks. Yeah, another cool thing. Maybe we could also do a video about that in April. We will go to a workshop. Pretty special. We're not buying gear, but we're spending money on a guitar workshop. It's like a 2-hour masterclass for beginners and pretty much beginners in gypsy jazz. So like the Django Reinhardt, stuff like that. So that's definitely a new kind of genre for me, because I asked if that's like for beginners, because I have no experience. But the guy, Joshua, what's his name? Joscha Stefan, he's a German guitarist, and he's like the master in gypsy jazz. He's
really
excellent guitarist. And it's relatively affordable, and it's very nearby for us. And I texted Martin and Krenar and another buddy, and everyone is coming. So we're going, the 4 of us, which is pretty cool.
Fun.
So maybe we can talk about that afterwards. Maybe that's a cool idea. A video just like we had a workshop and what we learned there. Maybe that's something that we feel inspired to do.
Play some gypsy jazz afterwards.
Play some gypsy jazz. Maybe.
It's definitely a unique type of music, that gypsy jazz, for sure.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel as well. I'll just post the link.
It reminds me of old school black and white movies, like the type of music that they play in the background of the old school black and white, soundless movies or whatever.
What I haven't really
movies and whatnot.
I've tried it, I think, once to get into it, but what I
listening.
No, not listening, but playing it actually.
Okay.
And obviously, I wanted to start with the rhythm. And what I was, for the life of me, not figuring out was when they're strumming, they have such a brushing sound. Not sure if this describes it well, but that strumming that they're having with gypsy jazz is like when you're going with a brush over the strings, to my ears. And I couldn't figure out how they got this. Yeah.
You talking about the drum tones and sounds?
No,
With
with
the pick
with
or
the
the
pick,
fingers?
with the pick, when they're strumming the rhythm part, it's like
I don't know.
a brushing
That's
sound. That
Yeah, it's a good question.
And I haven't figured out how you get this typical sound on the acoustic guitar.
We
that
hopefully
they're
cover
having.
that.
Yeah.
And not just some gypsy jazz chords, but
Like the pick attack kind of
Yeah.
tone,
Like-
whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Good. That's a good question.
Mhm. We'll see. It's for me. It's the first time I'm attending a workshop like that, so I'm excited to go there. It's in early April.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun. Sweet.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I posted the link for everyone who's interested to check it out. That's the channel, and a video where he's playing with Tommy Emmanuel, who I spelled incorrectly his name, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Double M.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Tommy Emmanuel. Everybody here will know. I'm sure will know who Tommy
Mhm.
Emmanuel is.
The acoustic guy, Tommy. You know him. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go? You have the honors.
Thanks a lot for joining us, William. We really
Hey, thanks for
appreciate
having me.
you
My pleasure. My pleasure.
taking the time. So everyone who hasn't, please also subscribe to William's channel.
Link is also in the description of the stream.
Maker of these wonderful glass picks, which I absolutely love. And yeah, once more, thank you so much for making them for us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure. Glad you guys like them and getting use out of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I play them pretty much every day. So yeah,
That's great.
there's that. And everyone in the chat, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, with that, have a good day and a good week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Log on, everybody.
And stream.